What up? Look, it's a lot of bullshit being said. A lot of bullshit being said, and I don't respect it. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, the sports outlets. If they ain't a Carolina Panthers podcast / content creator, don't listen to them. Don't even tune in, because if you were a Panthers fan since day one or a little bit before Cam Newton got there, a few things that we do know: sports outlets, they do not show respect. 2, they know zero about the Carolina Panthers. 3, they don't know a vision that the Carolina Panthers need or should head to. But with that being said, man, look, before I get into today's video, make sure y'all like and subscribe. I do got a message for David Tepper. Now that he fired Frank Reich, Deuce Staley, and Josh McCown, right? I gotta give flowers to 2 people, really. You know what I'm talking about. I appreciate everything, even being in the circle. I won't disclose any behind the scene conversation or what happened. Just want to give flowers to him, really. The second person I want to give flowers to is David Tepper. Now, a lot of this is his fault, but he do deserve a small amount of flowers due to effort. I give him flowers because he felt like, I messed up, let me fix it, let me spend the money where it needs to go, and he has zero patience. Now, okay, Frank Reich brought along a few coaches. We have seen zero progress from week 1 of preseason up until week 12. Me as a Panthers fan, I didn't feel like this coach staff would have did anything. Should have been more on air to express myself, my feelings, even my thoughts with the team. The firing was right on the wall. Like, it was gonna happen regardless if it was this week or next year before the season started. Frank Reich, he just was too over his head. He's an old play caller. He did the right thing, which was giving up the playbook to Brown, and he took it back. He come out and say it, but you can tell by his actions. If I'm on the way out, I'ma just put everything in this basket, make sure I'm the cause of anybody to get fired, and he took along 2 other people with him. I don't feel like it's Deuce's fault. He did what he could with the running backs that he had. Chuba has been having a good season out of 3 to 4 years since he's been with us. I don't know if he worked on his hands. I haven't seen much of him being in the slot going out catching balls, but we do know he has bricks as in, so his vision is still poor. I don't believe he fixed on his vision. He wants to be Tony Pollard so bad, but he can't. Miles was dealing with an injury before the season start. It was talks that he will be ready before the season start, and if it's a nagging injury, that's not gonna happen. If you have respect for the men on your roster and have a vision, you know you need to keep your best players healthy. Y'all don't want to keep forming, so therefore you have to replace them. I will go as far as to say, because we already know how the draft went. It already happened. We can't go back. I'm not on the Stroud thing anymore. Like that's old news. We have Bryce. We have to picture a vision. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. If we stay with the BS quarterbacks that we had, we could have went next year and drafted a quarterback. I didn't want a quarterback to draft, but since I knew that we were thirsty to grab one, I was in for Stroud. I'm coming to the mobile quarterbacks. I'm coming to the quarterbacks that throw mid-range. They're not accurate downfield. So I want to Stroud for a few reasons, but he's off my team, so that doesn't matter. Looking at this season, I'm not surprised. I'm a bit disappointed at the offensive line because they had the most praise coming into this year. We drafted a tackle the year before, and we've had lack of experience with that offensive line. We didn't do a good job in free agency or through the draft before we drafted Ickey or picked up any other free agency. So with all the transactions, with acquiring a lot of the offensive line, that we noticed that was an issue for us, and we felt Like, that was a major step moving forward with drafting a quarterback. Then moving on to the weapons. We all know everything that Tepper said up until this point. I don't like repeating the same thing, but if we're going to talk about the season, we might as well just continue to break it down. Now, the weapons. Mediocre, really. I mean, you got fans that saying that Stroud is in a better situation. That's BS. I will put Adam Thielen ahead of Nico Collins, Brown. Then I will put Chark in front of the rest of their wide receiver core. Because of the season, how it unraveled, y'all want to say that Stroud, no. I don't even want to stay on that topic, but since it was a 1-2 quarterback right out the other, we have to compare everything. It won't be a comfortable conversation with certain fans because a lot of fans, you know, they really tired. They don't want to talk about it. So with Bryce, I'm going to be honest. I was one of those fans that wanted different at the quarterback position because I'm used to certain quarterbacks that we've had. I will say I can't be 100% disappointed. More like at a 40% disappointment with Bryce. But it's not all on Bryson. We know that. And I'm gonna be fair about the quarterback position. It's not easy to play. He doesn't have the perfect roster, but I'm gonna stand on my word and how I feel, because when I hear certain fans, you know, they make excuses, and I really don't want to hear no excuses when it comes to the NFL, because there's no such thing as a perfect roster. You go through the draft and, like Goat say, dragging eggs, and you really don't know what you're gonna get. A first round pick can be a bust. Throughout the later rounds could be a bust. We've had that in Carolina, and me personally, I've been saying this for years, we don't have a vision, so we're not really drafting towards that, and we're not really drafting best player available, because the players that we've been drafting has been beneath average. They don't stay on the roster. They don't retire with the team. Only person I can say that that's finna retire with the team is JJ. And that's a damn person that snaps the ball. Yeah, so I gotta keep it even kill with Bryce Young at this point. Like, I'm 40% disappointed. He has to play with what he has, and I get on a lot of content creators about wanting a perfect roster, because that's impossible. You just got to have a vision. You got to tag along with where the NFL is heading. You got to keep a steady pace. Now, if the general manager or the head coach don't have a vision and they're a bunch of yes men, you're going to look like the Carolina Panthers. And what David Tepper is failing to realize is that this is a young organization, and we've made it to the Super Bowl quicker and more than majority of these football teams that have been born before the Panthers. So he has to respect that. He has to know what did he spend his money on. He has to, now that the media is even talking about it, like they know what they're talking about, like I stated earlier, that they really tuned in to the Panther content creators, and they're just repeating what they say. They just not giving them their flowers, or can't shout them out because they're on a bigger platform. He has to take a step back. That's common sense. With this recent interview that he had to do in regards of firing a few coaches, I was looking for certain words or vision, and I didn't get neither. I felt he danced around a bunch of questions. He took some heat, but they really had a plan of him taking his interview. They will let people know when that they were ready to ask a question. And David Noon, I believe, that was asking them the tough questions, and I can't do nothing but like the guy at this point, because at first I didn't like David Newton and I didn't like the other reporter because, I mean, I have my reasons why I don't like him, but I liked him once he interviewed Tepper at that time, and he went right to the point, and Tepper just danced around it like he was Cinderella or some shit. I was very disappointed. I don't believe that he's learned his lesson. I feel like he won't learn his lesson. I was looking for an apology. I've already heard him say he's made mistakes. I don't care for that. You're just saying stuff in front of the media to make it seem like you genuinely care, and you really don't. Message for Tepper, knowing that he has zero patience, and I give him flowers for at least trying to spend his money where he felt these are guys that been in the NFL for years, and if you combine championships, they have over 5. So I give him his flowers on for trying. But what he needs to do moving forward, I still don't trust the new interim head coach. I don't trust the other people that was brought in from Frank. Brown, you know, he laughs during his interviews. I don't see no vision really with him. So what Tepper. Frank needs to do moving forward, I'm gonna be honest, Eric Bieniemy or Jim. Simple. If it ain't those two, I'm fine with the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator or the Eagles offensive coordinator, but we have to look at their background. We can't just throw money at someone that made the Super Bowl once and just got the play calling under their belt. You're wasting your time. You need someone that's gonna have a vision, implement that in that locker room, and have guys fight for him. Like, seriously, that was just my message for Tepper. Stop having a bunch of yes men around you. You need to take a step back. That's first and foremost. I still feel like you haven't learned your lesson. You will never learn your lesson. You will feel everyone is beneath you. And I feel that's disrespectful in itself. You took on this team. You should have answered those questions head on. No hesitation. You shouldn't have to or have someone write something down for you just to express yourself. You need a head coach that has a vision. Let him drive towards his vision. Let him do his thing. Don't blame the fans for their reactions or their feelings towards the team up until this point, because we've been a fan way before you even became an owner of the Carolina Panthers, and that's just facts. And you really don't know what you're doing. I don't want to hear that from you. I need to see visually that you're taking a step back. Apologize on air. Quit all that smirking and shit throughout your interviews, and I'll take you serious. You do those 3 things, and you can regain the fans back. But that's today's video, man. I didn't believe in this coaching staff. I don't think I will ever believe in this coaching staff. Firing Frank Reich will not fix our problems. This is way bigger than Frank Reich. It's bigger than Deuce. It's bigger than other dude, McCown. It's sad, man. It sucks that we've came this far just to go downhill with an owner that's really big-headed and wanting things his way. So with that being said, man, catch y'all on the next one.